Right now, a new nationwide plan to tackle the pandemic. What policies President Biden will enact on his first full day in office.
Plus, 1 year of COVID. Where Wisconsin is at this morning as we ask the experts, what happened to the post-holiday surge?
And cold temperatures, snow, and alert days in the forecast. I'll sort it all out in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're almost there. It's January 21st. I'm Leah Lynchide, along with Chris Stanford and Josh Sprider.
It is the first full day of a new administration, and President Biden's immediate focus is on the coronavirus pandemic today. President Biden is scheduled to unveil a national COVID strategy and sign 10 executive orders aimed at directly at fighting at the coronavirus. They'll be added to the mask mandate on federal property he set in motion right after his swearing in. As part of the 10 executive orders on tap for today, mask requirements will be extended to planes, trains, and other forms of public transportation. Other goals in the Biden plan include reopening most schools within the next 100 days, as well as taking a closer look at the health disparities in minority communities.
The president's new coronavirus plan is one of several new actions that he's taking in his first 24 hours in office. Within hours of taking the oath of office yesterday, President Biden issued 17 executive orders.
Many of them reverse some of President Trump's signature policies. The president kicked off his term with a change to the DACA program. A reminder that program shields undocumented immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children from deportation. They're often referred to as dreamers. The program has been in limbo since President Trump tried to terminate it in 2017, the Supreme Court ultimately blocking him from doing that. President Biden's new memo orders federal officials to preserve and fortify DACA.
President Biden also halted construction of former President Trump's border wall. The president ordered an immediate pause to the wall's construction until further review. The Trump administration had pushed for the $15 billion to build the wall through a declaration of national emergency. President Biden's new order effectively ends that declaration and the funding that comes with it.
And folks facing deportation are getting a reprieve. The Department of Homeland Security is pausing some deportations for 100 days per President Biden's orders. The department didn't give any details about who will receive those stays. The new policy begins on Friday.
New developments from the Biden administration this morning as the president is planning to extend bans on evictions and foreclosures for Americans affected by the pandemic. Biden will call on several federal departments and agencies asking for them to take steps to extend the moratorium on eviction for non-payment of rent until at least the end of March. The latest stimulus bill extended the protection until January 31st. It's estimated that right now 25 million renters and homeowners are at risk of losing their homes. Biden is also asking Congress to approve a COVID relief bill, which would provide $35 billion in rent, utilities, and homelessness relief.
Now, as we mentioned, in total, President Biden's already issued 17 executive orders. Some of his other actions for his first hours in office include stopping the United States from leaving the World Health Organization, canceling the Keystone XL pipeline, and reversing the travel ban that targets largely Muslim countries. President Biden also recommitted the U.S. to the Paris Climate Agreement yesterday, a first step in his plan to combat climate change. Coming up at 6:30 here in about a half an hour, we will be talking with an expert on climate change about the Biden administration's plans and what it means for us. 6:03, Hattie McLean here with a first look at your first warn forecast. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris. We have added some alert days to the forecast this morning for Saturday night and Sunday, and then again on Monday. Both storms bring the potential for accumulating snow here across southern Wisconsin, so get those shovels ready for this weekend. Here's a look at our future track forecast model. We've been watching this model all week, and it's been fluctuating back and forth on the strength of this system. It's looking pretty likely, though, that snow is going to spread into the area late Saturday and continue Saturday night into at least Sunday morning. Now, the latest forecast guidance is taking that snow out midday Sunday, giving us a little bit of a break, but then another storm system moving up from the south brings some accumulating snow once again to southern Wisconsin for Monday. Still some time to sort out all the details, but it looks like there is enough indication that these storms will impact the area that we've added those alert days. Here's an initial look at potential snow accumulation. Again, keep in mind this map is likely going to change, but it is showing a bullseye of heavier precipitation just to the west across Iowa. Some pretty decent snow totals for southern Wisconsin as well. No snow in the forecast right now. We're starting off with clear skies this morning and pretty mild conditions. Normally with clear skies it would be cold, but southwesterly winds all night kept us in the 30s. Winds again will be increasing today, 10 to 20 miles an hour from the west, so there will be a bit of a wind chill to factor in. Here's a look at your day planner temperatures. With sunshine lingering through the day, we're looking at highs in the mid-30s. A cold front is expected to move through the area tonight. It may bring a few flurries this evening, but look at what happens to those temperatures on Friday. We start out in the single digits above zero, climb to a high of just 17. Saturday morning is going to be the coldest with temps below zero to start the day.
All right, Hattie, thank you. 6:05, breaking overnight, Dr. Anthony Fauci says the United States will join the World Health Organization's project to deploy vaccines across the globe. Dr. Fauci says President Biden will order our country to send vaccines, tests, and treatments to people in need across the world. That will be part of the WHO's COVAX program. Dr. Fauci says the U.S. will also stop reducing the number of staff it sends to the WHO.
There's another challenge this morning to Dane County's ban on indoor gatherings of more than 10 people. The Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty is filing its second lawsuit to overturn the current public health order, calling it a legal overreach. This new lawsuit is similar to another one this same group filed back in November, which the state Supreme Court ruled against 4-3.
There were 53 new COVID-related deaths confirmed in Wisconsin in the last day. State and county health officials recorded about 1,500 new cases. The state has reached a lifetime total now of more than 526,000. Roughly 24,000 cases remain active. Well, it's now been a year, 1 year since COVID-19 arrived in the U.S. It's upended all of our lives and killed more than 400,000 people.
The U.S. remains by far the country with the highest death count. But what about Wisconsin? Our Taylor Lazenby joins us with a closer look at how our state is doing. Hi, Taylor.
Hi guys, good morning. That's right. Right now, Wisconsin health officials note that the coronavirus cases appear to be on the decline in our state, but that's not enough that people can let their guard down just yet. Now, according to state health officials, the death toll has risen slowly but steady since the end of November. The state is averaging around 43 deaths per day. That's just over the past 7 days. Now, although this number seems high, I spoke with Dr. Jeff Potoff with the UW Health, and he notes that we have not seen that spike from Christmas and New Year's Eve as we expected.
In general, case numbers, we haven't seen that trend where things are going up. And now we're far enough out from the New Year's holiday where it's reasonable to think that that's not going to be a factor, at least here in Wisconsin.
Now, Potoff also urges Wisconsinites that just because the numbers are good, that doesn't mean that our fight is over. We are also just one of the few states to have the COVID-19 tracking app, and that is available on iOS and Android smartphones. No download is required for iPhones, and the Android app is available in your Google Play. And coming up in the next half hour, we continue to track our COVID-19 trends across the state. For News 3, I'm Taylor Lazenby.
Taylor, thank you very much. New CDC data shows more than 16.5 million vaccine doses have been administered in the U.S. so far. That's about 46% of the 36 million doses that have been distributed. That's a notable jump. The number has generally stayed below 40%, though a change in how the CDC reports those numbers could play a role. West Virginia is currently in the lead when it comes to doses per capita. They're at 8,800 per 100,000. Now, by comparison, the CDC has Wisconsin at 3,800 doses per 100,000. According to their map, we are the 6th worst state when it comes to vaccine distribution per capita. DHS data shows nearly 250,000 doses have been administered so far. Just about 1 in 3 doses available have been used.
A vaccination clinic might be coming right to your neighborhood. UW Pharmacy students are helping with a recently launched mobile vaccination program throughout Wisconsin, volunteering as vaccinators. They're working with state and local health officials as well as the Wisconsin National Guard to head to pockets of the state that need extra resources for vaccination. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, Madeline O'Neill will tell us where the clinics are popping up and what you can expect from this effort.
Employees at a county-run nursing home in Janesville are fighting back against a policy that requires them to get a COVID vaccine. Several employees have already been laid off for saying no. Employees at Rock Haven say they first learned they'd be mandated to get the vaccine shortly before Christmas. Since then, we've been told several have quit and more plan to unless the rule changes. Wisconsin's DHS says any job can require employees to get vaccinations as long as there are religious and medical exceptions. Rock County is going to take up the issue at a board meeting next week. Amazon wasting no time reaching out to the new administration to get the vaccine for its workers. In a letter to President Biden, Amazon says it stands ready to assist in getting 100 million Americans vaccinated in the first 100 days, but it also wants its 800,000 U.S. employees moved up on the priority list. In October, Amazon said more than 19,000 of its frontline employees have tested positive or been presumed positive for the virus.
6:10 right now on a Thursday morning. Let's take a look at your First Warn traffic maps this morning across southern Wisconsin. We've got no issues on the roadways, so we are smooth sailing if you are heading out for your morning commute. Across the Madison Metro right now, you should be in good shape. Just a couple of brake lights in the downtown area. There's a look at your metro area speeds. We're moving around the speed limit on the interstate and Beltline at this hour. That's your First Warn traffic.
6:10 coming up. The Senate has confirmed the first member of President Biden's cabinet. The reason one senator was stalling.
And later, new changes in how your kids will apply for college. More on standardized testing changes coming up after the break.
You know, if he keeps talking to you like that, you should just dump him.
To count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? And who decides what's right? Is it right for an insurance adjuster to try to get you to settle for less than you deserve? Is it right to let victims struggle to pay their medical bills? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. It means doing what's right for you. Habush, Habush, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
When it comes to 2020, it's time to wipe the slate clean and get a fresh start now at Herzing University. Earn the degree you need for a lasting career. Herzing is accredited, transfer-friendly, and offers you the personal care and support so important during these times. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. A new year, a new career. You've got a clean slate. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
At iMart Express, we've enhanced our safety and cleaning standards so that you can shop safely and save. Get 2 pairs of glasses for under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives for under $80. Shop safely and save at iMart Express.
Right glasses.
Right price.
Right now.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Start out with neutrals. Use a beige or light gray sofa as your base to build on. Next, mix and match metals and wood. Try adding contrast by using light with dark. Finally, add home-style pillows and unique farmhouse accessories. Play around and have fun. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
Hey, Tom.
Sheila. Hey, don't take losing the Anderson business personally.
I resigned it, Tom. I guess they didn't tell you about their opossum problem.
I thought it was pronounced possum.
We're back at 6:14. Breaking overnight, 28 people are dead and at least 73 injured after two apparent suicide bombings in Iraq. Iraqi police and state TV say the two bombers carried out an attack at a commercial center in Baghdad, the nation's capital. Several of those within the blast radius are said to have serious injuries. Buildings in that area are damaged, but the extent of it is still unclear at this hour. This is the first bombing in Baghdad since the military defeat of the Islamic State in 2017.
A bipartisan group of state lawmakers have introduced legislation aimed at reforming police use of force policies and investigations. Republican Senators Van Weingart and Alberta Darling, along with Democratic Senator Elena Taylor, unveiled that legislation. It would create a board to investigate officer-involved deaths and require annual reports on use of force incidents.
Developing overnight, new video shows a group of protesters who don't think President Biden's initial executive orders against deportation have done enough. 100 people gathered in Seattle last night to demonstrate against ICE detention camps, which Biden has not ended. Seattle police say they made arrests and no injuries have been reported.
Here in Madison, it's not clear how long the state capitol will be boarded up after threats to the building and the nation's capital, along with others across the country during Inauguration Day. Governor Evers had the National Guard on standby. Madison police were also on alert, and barricades stayed up around the Capitol yesterday, but nothing ended up happening. And in D.C., President Biden's first cabinet nominee is confirmed this morning. The Senate approved Avril Haines as Director of National Intelligence in an 84-10 vote. She's the first woman to serve in that role. The vote was initially stalled by GOP Senator Tom Cotton. The Arkansas lawmaker had asked for a written response to clarify one of her answers before ultimately lifting the hold and opening the door for that first confirmation vote.
Well, if you have plans to visit Disney World, you'll notice something different in one of its educational attractions. The park closed its Hall of Presidents attraction in Orlando's Magic Kingdom so technicians can add an animatronic version of President Joe Biden. Biden is enjoying a relatively speedy inclusion to the happiest place on earth. It took Disney almost a year after former President Donald Trump's inauguration to add him. It was because the attraction was overhauled with new technology at the same time. There's no estimate of when work will be finished, and Biden will take his place in Disney history.
A Madison area 8-year-old is waking up pretty happy this morning after a special shout out at the inauguration. 8-year-old Morgan Marsh McGlone gave a brief speech about her virtual lemonade stand, which has raised around $53,000. World Central Kitchen founder, Chef Jose Andres, says it's people like her that will change the world.
And we need more Americans like 8-year-old Morgan Marsh McGlone from Belleville, Wisconsin, who set out to make America a better place by helping to feed people she's never met.
Thank you, Chef.
Quite a shout out there. Morgan is continuing to sell coupons online for cups of lemonade. She says she's happy to be able to help Americans in need. We are so proud to say she's from our area. All right, let's switch gears. Check in with Hattie McLean. Probably not drinking lemonade on this chilly morning.
No, hot tea this morning. It is not that cold outside. But however, we are dealing with a little bit of a wind chill factor today. Let's take a look at our almanac for the day. We have forecast high of 35, normal high is 26 for this date. So we're a little bit above that today. Sunset just a few minutes before 5 p.m. Let's take a look at our current conditions. We have temperatures that are in the 30s right now, 32 here in Madison, 32 in Mineral Point, 30 in Janesville. Again, there is a little bit of a wind chill to factor in. We're looking at winds from the west around 5 to 15 miles an hour, so that's making it feel a little bit cooler. Our wind chills are going to stay in the teens this morning, in the mid-20s later on this afternoon. Here's your school day forecast. Today would be a great day to spend a little time outside, especially given the cold conditions that are in the forecast for tomorrow. We're looking at temperatures climbing again back into the mid-30s this afternoon. Dry today with lots of sunshine expected. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk more about that Arctic air that's going to move in.
All right, Hattie, thank you. 6:18 right now. Breaking overnight, a Belleville man is charged with fleeing an officer and driving under the influence after leading authorities on a pretty lengthy chase.
Yeah.
Investigators say it all started just after 7 last night in Paoli after another motorist reported a man yelling profanities at her and was following her north to Verona. His truck was also reported to have been driving recklessly earlier in the night. Police say the chase reached speeds of up to 100 miles an hour, and at one point they called it off for safety reasons. A short time later, an officer spotted the truck stuck in a field in Fitchburg. Officers arrested him after he ran away from the scene. 48-year-old Gregory Hoffman is now in the Dane County Jail this morning.
New changes for the steps your kids need to take to get into college this morning. The College Board says it is dropping the SAT's optional essay and subject tests. The organization says it's because of changing needs of students and colleges. The subject tests will still be offered for international students in May and June. Many schools have temporarily dropped requirements for college readiness exams because of the pandemic.
6:19 right now and still ahead for us on a Thursday morning. You may be dreaming of a vacation these days. I know I am. Coming up, we'll take you to one of the most popular Airbnbs in Wisconsin.
And coming up in our next half hour, Wisconsin is one of the worst performing states when it comes to vaccinations per capita. We're going to break down the data for you. Still ahead.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Warm up and save big during Steinhaffel's winter sale. Save 35% store-wide, and with Steinhaffel's 60-month special financing, your new room has never been more affordable. Get great deals like a Beautyrest Queen mattress starting at $399. This sofa now only $499. A queen bed $799. Or this dining set just $949. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses for every style and budget. So warm up and save at Steinhaffel's winter sale.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Hurry to get $7,250 in total savings on a Bill Ford Tough F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth? It's true.
That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Pick and Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving. So you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Time to see who is sharing their morning with us. Lovely picture here. Love the farm scene with the fresh snow. Got the horse in the barn. So many good things working for it. Thanks for sending that in. We want to see what your morning looks like. Snap a pic, post it on our social media pages. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we'll show our favorites on the air. So that is a beautiful place in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's filled with beautiful places to visit, incredible destinations. But this is apparently the place that people want to book the most. Check it out. It's an off-the-grid shack, so to speak, in Fall Creek. Beautiful part of the state. 1 bedroom, 1 bath in the middle of the woods. Airbnb released its list of the most wish list properties, and this place came at the top of the list for Wisconsin. It has a fridge, stove, heating and air conditioning, and Wi-Fi. It'll run you $217 a night, and if you want a night there, you're going to have to book it now. It's completely booked until May. One of our producers sent me a note after I suggested we'd run this morning. He said, "Oh, great place to get murdered." In the middle of the woods.
Dark.
That was a bit much. I know this is not for everybody, you know, being isolated out in kind of the middle of nowhere. But I can see why it's popular. People who want to get away and totally unplug, this seems like a decent option.
So I don't know if you guys have looked into Airbnbs at all this winter. Seems like a really popular idea to sort of get away, but do it safely. They're all booked all winter. I was trying to find myself a yurt up in northern Wisconsin.
Of course you were.
You better believe I was trying to find a yurt for a little backpacking through the winter. They are all booked, not to mention very expensive, Chris. So while this is up my alley, I don't think I'm breaking out the pocketbook for a winter excursion in May.
You know, it's kind of like glamping. You know, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You don't have a whole lot. I mean, you got a lot of amenities, but I don't know. Josh, is this enough for you to maybe want to get away in the woods for a couple of nights?
Hey, I would totally do it if you want to give me that $200 and some bucks to actually book the trip. That's a lot of money. I feel like I can stay somewhere. I'm very, very good with my money, and I can make a trip really last with a little bit of cash. So I would be for it, but yeah, it's a little expensive for me. Though that Fall Creek area, I've been there before. It's a beautiful place, Leah.
Certainly beautiful. Hattie, I know your family would be interested in booking that. I think it might be a little close quarters though, huh?
Yeah, it might be a little tough for all 5 of us to fit in there, but can you really call a place off the grid if it has Wi-Fi? I thought the whole idea of getting into the woods was to unplug and not do any of that internet stuff.
I'm with you.
It looks beautiful. If you're into camping in the winter, tonight actually is going to be a pretty cold night, so plan ahead. We are talking about colder temperatures moving in. This morning, not that bad though. We're at 32 here in Madison. There is a little bit of a wind chill to factor in. It feels like it's in the teens and 20s this morning. Our forecast high is 35. Here's Bo in Columbus.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Gruber Law Offices has been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years.
We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. One call, that's all.
My husband's parents were visiting, and I promised them a home-cooked meal, except my boss had a different idea. He tells me, hold your horses. I call my husband and I say, I'm slammed, and he's like, Quick Trip, and I'm like, bingo. At Quick Trip, I say, what's good tonight? And the Quick Trip guy is like, everything, but I go for the hand-breaded fried chicken, and I go, make that ×4. Being none the wiser, my mother-in-law is like, I always said she's a keeper. I'll run with that.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
So, how's saving for the renovation going?
All done.
I will never understand how you do it.
Easy. She saves with BMO Harris. We give you a cash reward for every month you save.
So BMO will give me cash for saving money?
You bet. Can the subject hold position 2, please?
How's this?
That's art.
That makes saving look good. When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. Get a $5 reward every month you save $200 or more in a new BMO Statement Savings account.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Hurry to get $7,250 in total savings on a Bill Ford Tough F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Right now, vaccinating Wisconsin, the groups that could be included in the state's next phase.
Plus, the whole country is lagging in vaccine distribution, but Wisconsin is one of the worst states. We'll tell you where we rank.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Our country's healthcare workers are holding on to hope after a lot of them have devoted a full year now to treating COVID patients.
The virus has killed more than 400,000 Americans in a single year. It's a grim milestone, but we wanted to hear from local doctors about what's next in the fight. Taylor Lazenby is live with that answer. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, guys, and what a year it has been. COVID-19 has crept into every country and the nation, infecting at least 1 in every 14 Americans. Now, this week marks 1 year since the first reported COVID case in the U.S. The nation reported nearly 24 million infections since and nearly 400,000 deaths. The pandemic reached Dane County within a couple of months. Infections spread slowly at first before going closely into our communities and homes. It wasn't without a cost, though. Our businesses shut down and people lost their jobs and money for their families. Now, the world's fight continues in 2021. Nonetheless, UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff says an anniversary can also highlight just how far we have come.
The personal benefit where, you know, it's a huge sigh of relief when you're a week out from that second shot. That feels really good. But then there's this big community benefit that we can protect people who aren't convinced that they want to get the vaccine just by enough of us getting it.
Starting next week, all adults over the age of 65 will be allowed to get the coronavirus vaccine. Now, health officials say there are approximately 700,000 people over that age in the state, adding that the state is currently receiving around 70,000 first dose vaccines per week. And for more information on how to register yourself or a loved one for the vaccine, you can log on to our website. That's at channel3000.com.
All right. Thanks, Taylor. Wisconsin is 2 days into phase 1B of its vaccination plan now, and the state still hasn't decided everyone who will be eligible for it. The state's Full Disaster Medical Advisory Committee will meet today to go over recommendations from a different committee, the State Vaccination Committee, on who else should be included. It's recommended food industry workers, grocers, public transit workers, and 911 operators be included. Librarians, veterinarians, and people with high-risk conditions are not included in the committee's recommendations.
We don't have enough vaccine to meet the needs of all of those people. And so we will look at that list very carefully, and we will look at the analysis by the group, and we will make a determination.
It did make its recommendation after going through nearly 5,000 suggestions from the public. Remember, these are just recommendations. The state will have the final say.
Preliminary data shows 10,000 more Wisconsinites got vaccinated yesterday. Just over half of the shots available to the state have been administered. 60% of the allocated doses have been ordered by the federal government. Wisconsin is one of the worst performing states in vaccination distribution per capita. According to CDC data, only 5 states have been slower. But all states are hitting some sort of roadblock right now. New York City officials had to postpone more than 20,000 COVID shots and close more than a dozen vaccine hubs for 2 days because supplies are so low there. 20 states have turned to their National Guard troops to help with the effort. Vaccination rates are slowly improving, but the country is still well short of the 2 million doses a day health experts say is needed for the country to reach herd immunity by the spring.
Wisconsin Republicans are hoping to speed up the vaccination process. The chair of an Assembly Health Committee is proposing a COVID vaccine be available to the general public by mid-March. Health officials, though, have estimated that won't happen until June. Republicans have been critical of Governor Evers' distribution of the vaccine. Evers and the DHS have defended the rollout, saying the pace is limited by the number of doses sent by the federal government. The measure isn't expected to move forward.
I'm Josh Bretter with a look at what's developing right now. President Biden will issue 10 executive orders today targeting the country's COVID response. Mask requirements will be extended to planes, trains, and other forms of public transportation. Other goals include reopening most schools within the next 100 days, as well as taking a closer look at the health disparities in minority communities. Within the last few hours, we've also learned Dr. Anthony Fauci will lead the U.S. in joining the World Health Organization's project to deploy vaccines around the world. Back at home, President Biden plans to employ stadiums and community centers to help meet his goal of getting 100 million vaccines out in 100 days. Some state organizations are already feeling hopeful based on what President Biden has revealed so far. The president proposing a $160 billion national vaccine program, about an eighth of it dedicated to distribution. The Wisconsin Medical Society tells our Milwaukee affiliate faster dispersal would be critical in fighting the virus.
That vaccine program is just one of 17 executive orders our new president signed yesterday. Most of them are meant to undo President Trump's signature policies. The president stopped funding for the construction of Trump's border wall and reversed the Muslim travel ban, just to name a few.
The Biden administration is making climate change one of its top priorities. This morning, we're going to get into that and what it means. We've asked UW-Madison professor and author Greg Nemeth to join us this morning. Good morning, Greg. Now, one of the president's first moves was to rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement. What does that mean for the people of South Central Wisconsin?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, that's a pretty big move. The United Nations Paris Agreement was signed by over 190 countries in 2015. It was part of a 25-year process. And crucially, it included large developing countries like China and India. So it was really kind of a miracle that it got agreed upon. And so this gives a chance for the U.S. to re-engage in 30 days after signing the executive order yesterday. And what I see is it really supports two directions. It supports other countries to make clear that we take climate change seriously and that we will have concrete plans, and that'll encourage them to also. But then it also supports state and local efforts to deal with climate change, which have been very active under the Trump administration, including in Wisconsin. So, for example, the governor has a 100% clean electricity plan for 2050. And so we'll now be aligned. Our state will be aligned with what's happening both internationally and by the federal government.
Job losses, and it would hurt the U.S. economy. Is that true?
Well, that's been the concern for the 25 years that we've talked about climate change. It's always been pitted as a trade-off between the economy and the environment. And what's really changed in the last 4 or 5 years is that those trade-offs just may not exist anymore, in part because some of the choices that we now have available, first inexpensive natural gas, but now inexpensive solar power, inexpensive wind power, and really increasingly inexpensive batteries that'll help both for backing up renewables and also for electrification of vehicles. Those are all becoming better and cheaper and higher performing. And so it's much harder to say that there's an economic trade-off between dealing with climate change and the economy. And so because all of those things, starting to install solar panels, installing wind turbines, all the infrastructure that goes behind it, the electronics, all of those things require entrepreneurship, require jobs, and require companies to get busy and invest.
All right.
And so at this point, it's much harder to say that there's a trade-off. It is true, though, that we'll take change and investment to make, to achieve some of these targets. So there's a lot of work involved, but it's not a negative thing for the economy. What's really negative is to let climate change just happen and see what happens to our agricultural sector and our infrastructure and other things that come with a hotter and more wetter environment in our state.
All right, Professor Greg Nemeth with UW-Madison. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
All right, let's switch gears. 6:38 now, checking in with Hattie McLean on a pretty chilly week. Hey there, Hads.
Good morning, Leah. Yeah, we're going to end it on a pretty cold note as well. So far this winter, though, we've actually been pretty lucky. We've escaped most of January with pretty mild conditions. We've only had one day with a high temperature below 20 degrees so far this winter, and that was back on Christmas Eve. So it's been almost a month. We will see temperatures drop overnight tonight into tomorrow. Take a look at our forecast low temperatures tomorrow morning, and then the highs tomorrow afternoon. High temperatures will be significantly colder than where we are right now. Just 17 here in Madison and La Crosse, 18 tomorrow in Green Bay. Normal high temperature trend right around 27, and we actually get back close to that as we head through next week. So that cold snap does not last very long. Current temperatures, as I mentioned, pretty mild right now. 32 in Madison, 30 in Janesville and the Dells, as well as Monroe, Platteville now, and Lone Rock dropping into the upper 20s. Our temperatures over the next 12 hours are going to climb into the mid-30s later on this afternoon. There is going to be a wind, though, from the west at 10 to 20 miles an hour, so still a bit of a wind chill factor today. A cold front moves through this evening and brings a chance for a few flurries with it. That'll probably be around 5 to 6 o'clock here in Madison. No accumulation is expected. The extended forecast stays dry on Friday and most of Saturday, but look for some snow to return to the area late on Saturday into Sunday. We've actually added alert days to the forecast for the potential for accumulating snow.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that, Hattie. Thank you very much. 6:40 now. A group of House Republicans are extending an olive branch to President Biden this morning. 17 freshmen congratulated the president on his inauguration and say they'd like to work together despite their differences. 11 of them had objected to the electoral college votes for the new president just 2 weeks earlier. President Biden has urged Americans to put aside their political differences in order to achieve meaningful change.
In another push against polarization, 3 former presidents are coming together to wish President Biden good luck in his first term. They have a new video. Check it out.
Mr. President, I'm pulling for your success. Your success is our country's success, and God bless you.
I'm glad you're there, and I wish you well. You have spoken for us today. Now you will lead for us, and we're ready to march with you. Good luck. God bless you.
Joe, I'm proud of you, and you and Kamala need to know that you've got all of us here rooting for your success, keeping you in our prayers, and we will be available in any ways that we can as citizens to help you guide our country forward. We wish you Godspeed.
The 3 former presidents were all at Biden's inauguration yesterday. President Carter did not attend because of health concerns and the pandemic. President Trump chose not to participate.
6:41 and a quick look at traffic this morning. As we take a look at the maps right now, we're not seeing any issues across the Madison Metro, just a couple of brake lights along East Washington Avenue. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now as we've got some sunshine to talk about on this Thursday, and you're going to want to enjoy it. Hattie's got the reasons coming up.
And NBA delays. The reason the league has postponed Friday's game with the Bucks.
Looking for a sofa? Looking for a chair? You haven't shopped furniture in Madison until you've shopped Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous new showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum.
And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Goldman Cars is having a huge winter sale. Don't miss out on Dodge Grand Caravans well-equipped starting at $11,995 or $185 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $11,995 or $185 per month.
Goldman Cars is family owned and operated for over 50 years.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Goldman.
Or my brother, Donovan Goldman.
You gotta go to Goldman. GoldmanCars.com.
Looking for a sofa? Looking for a chair? You haven't shopped furniture in Madison until you've shopped Dwellings, Madison's best-kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous new showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
On the next Live Before, Dr. Zorba Pastor has all the latest COVID-19 news. He also takes your calls and coverage of President Biden's first full day as the 46th President of the United States.
Wisconsin launches a new program to get more residents vaccinated, and UW students are pitching in to help.
We all join a healthcare profession because we want to help people.
Why mobile vaccination teams could be a game changer. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
One part of the inauguration that people have not stopped talking about is Senator Bernie Sanders and his mittens. A lot of people are saying he looks like a cold grandpa, but Sanders says he's used to experiencing the cold in Vermont and simply wanted to stay warm. This has inspired a lot of people to share what the look reminds them of, and people are not holding back. Some say he looks like he's not having any fun at a party, or it's like he had to go to a meeting that easily could have been an email. He's even getting photoshopped into people's favorite shows like Game of Thrones, Golden Girls, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And people are even sharing how you could get that inauguration look by breaking down the elements of the outfit. And to top it all off, guys, Milwaukee's Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum is already introducing a Bernie Sanders bobblehead commemorating the viral moment. It is available for pre-order and is expected to ship by May. I cannot get enough of this. And you know, he just wanted to stay warm. I think a lot of Wisconsinites can relate with that. A lot of times I don't care what I look like as long as I'm warm out there, guys.
I know, warmth first and then appearance next, right? This is great. These are a couple of my favorites that I saw, because he looks like he belongs in the stands at Lambeau, doesn't he?
That's hilarious,
Little
yeah.
cheese head.
He looks like a Wisconsinite for sure with those mittens on. We had one put together here at News 3. Our director, Sierra, created this one, which is totally appropriate with Gary's freezing forecast. That looks kind of familiar. I could be sitting there, too, with some mittens on. What do you think, Hads?
Just so relatable.
Looks like he's on the weather patio. No big deal. Love those mittens, Bernie. Doesn't look like he's having a lot of fun, though. We have some sunshine in our forecast today. Not terribly cold just yet. To take a live look from the WIC-TV Sky Camera. So nice to be able to show these shots and actually see something. Skies are clear right now here in Madison and across all of southern Wisconsin. So a lot of sunshine once again in the forecast today. We're going to see temperatures in the upper 20s this morning, climbing to mid-30s this afternoon. Just like yesterday, though, there is a bit of a wind chill to factor in. That west wind is 10 to 20 miles an hour today.
All right, thanks, Hattie. Stick around. The morning sprint's coming up next.
But first, it is January 21st, and we want to say happy birthday to all the kids turning 3 today. Happy birthday, and thanks for celebrating with us first on News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
$6 million worth of top brand home furnishings must be sold at Ashley Home Store. All furniture is up to 50% off store-wide. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. And interest-free financing for up to 3 years. Stretch your stimulus check further at Ashley Home Store.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
Dear All-Wheel Drive, I'm your new co-pilot, Camry. Let's show the road what we've got. Snowy streets, we're coming for you. Icy grip, we're holding tight. Wintry mix, safety's the name of our game. Steady, Camry All-Wheel Drive.
Right now, you can get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2021 Toyota Camry. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
So I can get the latest phones free with no hidden requirements?
Yep. And do I have to get the most expensive plan?
Nope. No plan restrictions.
Okay, but we have to trade in our phones.
Right?
Right?
Nope. Keep your phones.
Did you say free phones?
Yep. The latest phone's free for you.
Okay,
Switch to US Cellular and get the latest 5G phones free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
If a physical or emotional condition keeps you from working, Social Security should pay disability benefits. Often it doesn't, and deserving people are denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't give up. In Wisconsin, we've turned thousands of disability denials into approvals. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
$6 million worth of furniture and mattresses must be sold at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 65% off doorbuster mattresses like these. Plus, pay as little as $25 per month, interest-free for up to 6 years on luxury sleep systems. Stretch your stimulus check further at Ashley Home Store.
Clean your cars, clothes, and canines at the Magic Wash.
Welcome back, 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
Wisconsin is 2 days now into phase 1B of its vaccination plan, and the state still hasn't decided everyone who will be eligible for it. The state's Disaster Medical Advisory Committee will meet today to go over recommendations from a different committee on who else should be included. It's recommended that food industry workers, grocers, public transit workers, and 911 operators be included. The state will have the final say. Older adults will be able to get vaccinated starting Monday under Phase 1B. We have information on how you can register up right now at channel3000.com.
Wisconsin is one of the worst performing states in vaccination distribution per capita. According to CDC data, only 5 states have been slower. Vaccination rates are slowly improving across the country, but the U.S. is still well short of the 2 million doses a day health experts say is needed to reach herd immunity by the spring.
Developing right now, President Biden will issue 10 executive orders today targeting the country's COVID response. Mask requirements will be extended to planes, trains, and other forms of public transportation. Other goals include reopening most schools within the next 100 days, as well as taking a closer look at the health disparities in minority communities. Within the last few hours, we've also learned Dr. Anthony Fauci will lead the U.S. in joining the World Health Organization's project to deploy vaccines around the world.
The 7-day positivity rate for COVID continues to drop in Wisconsin. 24,000 people still have active cases of the virus this morning. The DHS added 1,500 new cases yesterday.
Coronavirus briefings at the White House are making a comeback. Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the Biden administration plans to resume those briefings in addition to the daily White House press briefings. Psaki says the administration plans to fight misinformation with accurate information, truth, and data. The Trump administration stopped holding those regular COVID briefings back in April.
The barriers are starting to come down in D.C., where gatherings remain mostly calm for the inauguration. 25,000 National Guard troops helped make the capital city secure for inauguration exactly 2 weeks after a violent mob of Trump supporters broke into it and looted it.
Boards at the state capitol are still up this morning despite a quiet day downtown. There had been threats of violent protests at Capitol buildings across the country. Governor Evers even had the National Guard on standby, but nothing ended up materializing. It's not clear how long the Capitol will stay boarded up.
A new report shows more than half of Wisconsin schools restrained or secluded students at least once last school year. The State Journal broke down a new report from the state which shows Madison schools used those methods more than 1,200 times on students during the school year. More than 200 incidents involved students with disabilities. In September, the school board did update their policy on restraining and secluding students. The district has not responded to a request for comment. The State Journal reports restraining and secluding students is not illegal, but only justifiable if the student presents a clear and present imminent risk.
Developing this morning, investigators are working to figure out what caused a medical evacuation helicopter to crash, killing 3 soldiers. It happened just 20 miles south of Rochester, New York yesterday. Their Division of Military and Naval Affairs says the crew was on a routine training mission when that crash happened.
Someone won the huge Powerball jackpot last night. The winning ticket was sold in Maryland. It's a $731 million payout, the 4th largest in Powerball history. The Mega Millions, though, is still open. No winner there yet. That jackpot is now up to $970 million.
Tomorrow's Bucks game against the Wizards is being rescheduled. The NBA postponed it because Washington only has 8 players available right now. The team was on a 9-day pause because of a COVID outbreak. Their last 5 games have now been postponed.
Well, a lot of people complaining this morning that they had trouble getting tickets to the Packers NFC Championship game. The 6,500 tickets quickly sold out, but a lot of people got stuck in the queue, and a lot of them got error messages as well. The Green Bay Press-Gazette reports some fans got to the section where they could choose seats, but then got kicked out to the back of the line when they clicked on ones that had already been claimed. The Packers play the Buccaneers at Lambeau Sunday at 2 o'clock. Watch it on Fox.
Sarah Thomas is going to make history as the first woman to referee a Super Bowl. Thomas is familiar with breaking glass ceilings. She was also the first woman to ref an NFL playoff game 2 years ago, the first full-time woman referee in the league, and the first woman to work a major college football game. You can watch the Super Bowl, by the way, right here on CBS.
Final look at traffic at 6:55 this morning. As you head out across Madison, we are starting to see a little bit more traffic on Park Street as you approach the Beltline in downtown areas. East Washington also looking a little slow with some yellow on the map this morning. There's a look at your drive times. All the main highways looking pretty good. Verona Road, a couple ticks slower this morning. Take you around 6 minutes from Verona to the Beltline. That's your First Warn traffic.
And your First Warn weather this morning, we're dealing with mostly clear skies across southern Wisconsin. 31 now in Madison. A west wind at 6, though, makes it feel like 25 degrees. Here's a look at wind chills across the area. A few spots are feeling like it's in the teens this morning. Temperatures, though, will climb back into the mid-30s this afternoon. Sunshine is expected through the day today, with just a chance for flurries this evening. So don't forget those sunglasses before you head out the door.
Have a great Thursday, folks. Enjoy that sunrise. We'll be back right here tomorrow morning.